Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream for today's topic, and hopefully everyone is able to see the live stream. And I'm gonna probably wait for a couple of people to kind of sign into the stream before I go over what we want to discuss for today. And maybe I should turn off the other distracting things on my screen here. Yeah, so what is up, everyone? We are getting ready to go for today as I get a little bit organized and as I also try to prepare for some things I want to record and release in the next week's video lesson tutorial videos. Currently working on a couple of different types of topics, and I don't know, you guys have probably noticed that I've been shifting a little bit away from Swift. We'll probably get back to some additional Swift lessons next week, and I will build out, I think, the Twitter application, or not Twitter, but the Tinder swiping course that I have. Let me try to close out as many things as I can, and we should be good to go here. So close out all these darn tabs. And yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these streams, so do apologize if nothing here seems to work. And yeah, awesome. So a lot of Flutter courses, a lot of Flutter lessons. I haven't really decided whether or not to go full on Flutter yet. It's not really the language that you want to pick to kind of choose as your main mobile language just yet, because the Flutter language is still in beta, and I'm kind of waiting for it to come out of beta and be in full production release mode. That way we can sort of understand what to expect in terms of, can we build out this piece of functionality? Can we add this feature to our application? Something that I have noticed that is kind of lacking in the Flutter framework is that some things like handling the keyboard is pretty difficult. So I still have to do a lot of research on the capabilities of the current Flutter framework. So more on that to come in the future. So today's video is going to go over a couple of different topics regarding the comfort zone that we all sort of get into in terms of programming. When I first started out, I was a big Flash programmer, so ActionScript 3 was my language of choice. And slowly I started to learn C at school, and then I started to learn Java, and then C#, and then C++. And so I want to advise people that are learning how to program to give other languages a try to see if you like it or not. And the thing I noticed about picking up a totally different language is that you really learn different ways of thinking about the same problems that you've tackled before. And that's always a good thing, because sometimes when you get really comfortable with the language you're working in, the solution that you have, you always use that same solution. And when you have a different language, you kind of go into this different mode where you are open to experimenting with different solutions. And that's kind of why I like learning different languages. It kind of takes you back a couple of steps where you're not super used to using the same constructs to tackle the same problem. So that's kind of why I like it. And then the next thing is that different languages follow different coding conventions. And what you'll notice is the language that you're very, very strong at, the coding conventions are not always the best, and you'll see that sometimes you picked up the wrong coding conventions as well. So when you're moving away from your current language, you'll see that, there's actually a better way of, maybe structuring your code, different patterns that you might want to follow. You might want to adopt those patterns inside of your old or current or maybe future languages that you program in. So you'll see a lot of that. That's the other thing that I noticed the most. And then whenever I'm learning a brand new language, I'll always try to find the libraries that I can reuse from the internet, so third-party libraries. And along that process, or during that process, I'll actually stumble upon libraries that are available for the older language that I'm using. And it kind of eliminates all of this code that I've written myself. And, I'll just use a third-party library because it's a lot easier. Someone else is maintaining it. I don't have to fix the bugs in my own code. And yeah, that kind of leads to a lot of other libraries that you'll find also. So that's kind of why I like it. And let's see. So we have Patrick with a 10 PLN. What is a PLN? Let me do a quick search on that. PLN. And currency. It is a Polish zloty. Thank you for the 10 Polish dollars. Is that the correct way to say it? The Polish currency, money. Have you ever designed UX, UI stuff on your own? So yeah, I've definitely done a little bit of that. Everything on this channel, all of the nails and all that stuff is just... Let's see what is going on today. Close out of these programs here. Yeah, my computer is really stuttering, and it's like really struggling to keep the OBS broadcasting software up and running. So hopefully you guys are still with me. I do apologize for the stream being so darn shitty today. Yeah, so I guess one other topic related to learning, getting out of your comfort zone is also learning UX and UI. The strange part is that a lot of developers, I don't want to say a lot of developers, but people that are not interested in front end don't really like UX, UI. So yeah, I recommend learning UX, UI as well. And that's because sometimes when you work at a company and you actually do an interview, the UX team will actually talk to you for maybe 30 minutes or an hour. And if they know that you can already handle how to prototype an application just based on a UI mock, then yeah, that definitely gives you bonus points in terms of getting that job. That's kind of why I like it. Yeah, UI design, very, very important. Often a very neglected skill that I think is it ranks pretty high in terms of priority for me. But I'm more of a front-end UI UX person, so that's kind of why I put that on priority. If you're doing a lot of back-end database coding, then UI UX is not that important. All right. So do something with Golang. I'm not really sure if I want to dive into Golang on this channel, but seeing as how I have I've sort of been branching out on a lot of different topics. Yeah, it has crossed my mind on doing something related to Golang. So we'll see. Yeah, I've been sort of leaning towards putting out longer tutorials because that's easier for me to make. So the last video that I put out on the channel was about 45 minutes long. I probably, that's gonna be the way that I'll put out more content on this channel, just because I feel like it's easier to consume. Looks like the stream is going to die again. Not sure what's happening with the stream right now. Just feel like maybe I can turn off some things here. Okay. Okay, is everyone back? Hopefully everyone's still here. Let me check on the health of today's live streams. Where are you? I'm going to my dashboard on the live stream, see if there's actually anybody still here. Okay, let's see. It's probably like 50 people. We'll see. Yeah, okay, so we have 75 people still here. I'll probably stick around for another, I would say 20 minutes. I don't want to make today's video too long because I'm actually preparing to record some other things. Any plans on Flutter? So again, Flutter is a nice framework. I don't I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket in terms of getting Flutter up and running for most people, but I think those two videos that I have on this channel do a pretty good job at explaining and helping you get started with what you can do with Flutter. The rest is kind of up to you. I don't, yeah. The stream is bad, buggy, kind of annoying. Yeah, stream is not great today, but we'll have to do with what we have. Bobby says, 大神，我觉得 iOS 就是 UI 写起来太累了。Yeah, Bobby has a concern about how when you're writing out a lot of code in UI for iOS, it gets to be a lot. Not really. I don't really know of a better way to kind of get people into programming UI, but most of the things that you do in iOS is just putting out a table view anyways. So, it gets kind of tiring to program UI, but it's just something that you have to do. I think programming UI is kind of trivial. When you're working at a real company, programming UI is just something that you don't really do a whole lot. It's probably like 20% of your job, and that's pretty much it. Oh, looks like the stream is dead again. What's going on? Yeah. We have DB courses or more DB courses. Yeah. Oh, cool. So Chris Villanueva says that I just wanted to let you know that he helped me land an iOS internship this summer with PG&E. I owe all of my iOS foundation to you, so thank you. Awesome. Yeah, I get a lot of these comments about careers and how people have started their own careers by just watching the videos on this channel. So pretty amazing what you can do with a couple of YouTube videos, huh? And yeah, the way that I've actually built out the channel is to help you have a higher chance and higher probability of landing a job, because the things that we actually go over on this channel are actually meaningful and should help you present yourself. Oh, the stream is bad. I wonder if it's because the video